YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Florida weather right now has been like all over the place. It's been raining, then sunny, raining, sunny. It's been terrible trying to film a video. That's why I haven't uploaded I think in 2 weeks, because I'm out there, then it starts to get cloudy and it rains. So terrible. It is summer, so if you live in Florida, you know what that means. Hurricane season. So we're managing. Hopefully the weather's not that bad this year, but we'll see. Before I start the video, I want to say thank you so much for all the freaking support you guys have been giving me. We finally got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and honestly, that is like mind-blowing to me. Like, it's so surreal. Like, I still can't believe I hit 1,000. And I know it may not sound a lot, but when you really think about it, like 1,000 people like in one spot, that's a lot. And I just remember me like growing up just filming with the camera on YouTube with my first car, my 350Z. And honestly, it's insane to think that this journey that we've been on from zero, from my first car, and to we are now. Pretty awesome. You know, cannot wait to keep going, keep grinding, and providing all the content for you guys, because I love it. I love replying to you guys' comments on the social media like Instagram, TikTok. You know, I love seeing the likes and your guys' feedback and ask me stuff about the car and stuff like that. I love it. Love replying to you guys, and just super excited to what's to come and to keep on doing this. But again, thank you so much for all the support, and let's keep on going with this grind and see where it goes. So as you can see with the title of this video, today I'm gonna be going over my 1-month review of my catless cook headers on my Mustang GT. I get a lot of questions online from you guys of like how loud the car is, the cold start, daily driving, like the power. Do you feel a difference? Is it worth it? So if you're someone who wants to go long tube headers and catless on your Mustang GT, or even any V8 really, this is the video for you. I'm gonna go ahead and cover all of that today and tell you guys exactly my experience and, you know, how my car is overall. So I have a couple topics that I'm gonna go over. First up is my first impression 1 month after my car. So this mod definitely changed the whole feel of the Mustang. It feels more aggressive, it feels alive, and very responsive. That was my first response when I picked up the car, that it just feels sharp. Like, it feels like everything flows very like easily and good. And that's part just because there's no cats there. And it's just, everything kind of passes by through the pipes smooth. But yeah, that was my first initial response. The car feels really good. It feels like light in its feet. That's one thing I noticed. Up next is a very important topic, and that's the sound difference. I get a lot of questions, people asking me how much louder it is from like a stock Mustang, which is an exhaust, to being catless. And there's a big difference. Definitely it is much louder, especially on the cold start. I think the cold start is probably the loudest part of the car right now, and it's just very brutal. I'll go ahead and show you guys clips on it later on, but it is very loud. But from stock to exhaust to headers, there is a night and day difference. It's definitely going to be louder. This car, from factory regardless, is going to be loud just because it's a V8 with 500 horsepower. So adding an exhaust and removing the cats is just going to amplify that like a lot. So I'll go ahead and show you guys a clip of how my car sounded from stock to exhaust, which was the MBRP, to the headers with the MBRP. So this is how my car sounds stock. This is how my car sounds with just the MBRP exhaust. And this is how the car sounds with both of them together. So as you can see, there's definitely a different tone to them. The headers just sound like the car can just breathe and flow better. And with just an exhaust, there's some type of like restriction there. But overall, the car sounds freaking sick. It is loud, it pops, it shoots flames. And as a car guy, You know we love that stuff, and it's just a blast to drive. So like I was saying earlier, the cold start is very loud. That's probably the only con I can think of right now in terms of like the sound, that in the morning it is very loud. You're gonna wake up the whole neighborhood. It's brutal. So let me show you guys how the car sounded in a cold start with just the MBRP exhaust. And to the headers. So yeah, the headers make it sound so like amplified. Like it's just crazy. It's not raspy, which is good, but it's just a very like elevated tone. Like you could definitely tell there's a difference, but then it just calms down and it just idles really good, and it's okay. It's always usually just the beginning when you crank it up. That's when it's the loudest. That you're like, damn. And honestly, there's really no drone at all. That's one thing that surprised me about the car. With the headers, that there is no drone, and it just sounded like it was like stock, really. If you put the windows up and you drive normal, the car literally sounds stock. It doesn't sound nothing crazy, like too obnoxious. It's pretty good. Honestly, for daily driving, it's not bad. Topic number 3 is performance gains. So a lot of questions you guys ask me, do I feel a difference? Is it worth it? You know, what is the power difference? And it's kind of tricky because I'm not tuned yet, and everybody in the car community knows that once you put headers, you definitely need to tune to actually get the best benefits out of the part. Right now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the car in the lower end, it's a little sluggish. It's not as crazy as in the higher RPMs, but once it reaches that higher RPMs, that's when you really feel that power come in. Like, regardless, Mustangs love that high end power, so you're gonna feel really like the difference there from stock to headers. But in the lower end, it takes a while. It's like a little sluggish. My guess is only just because like it just needs to get properly tuned so all the parts can work together really good. And there's not that much restriction there also because there's no cats, there's no back pressure. So a tune is very beneficial to counteract that, and for everything to kind of be synced and work together as it should. So if you are talking just getting the headers and putting in the Mustang, there's no crazy difference unless you're in the very high top end. That's when you feel it. I want to say probably at 5,000 and up is when you really feel the Mustang pull. That's when you really start to be like, damn, like this thing's crazy. But if you're starting from the lower end, it just kind of feels like normal. If anything, it probably feels a little sluggish and slow just because there's no back pressure. But once you get a tune, that's where everything shines, because you do need a tune for everything to work together and to properly function and perform its best. With Mustangs, full bolt-ons, tuned, you're looking at like 490, 495 horsepower to the wheels, and with some ED5, I wouldn't be surprised if you're hitting some like 510s, 515 horsepower to the wheels, and that's really good for being NA, no force induction. So that's my take, that's my experience and my opinion in terms of power. Yes, you feel a difference, but is it dramatic how you may think? No, unless you have a tune. Topic number 4, living and daily driving a catless 5.0. I get this question so much. So how is it? Is it reliable? The gas, do I have a check engine light? The drone. And it's not bad at all to daily drive this car. It literally feels like the first day I got it. It already depends how you drive. You like driving fast, you like kind of being at higher RPMs, you're gonna waste more gas. It already depends on you. My experience, the car definitely will chug more gas. I'm telling you guys right now, putting headers in your car, you will waste more gas. One, there's nothing like kind of restricting your car. Fumes are coming back out, O2 sensors kind of reading all over the place, so it's not properly kind of like tuned for your car. That's why you do need a tune. But yeah, it's gonna read all over the place, and you are gonna step on it because the car sounds really good and amazing. You wanna hear the pops. So you're gonna waste gas a lot. Right now I'm averaging 11.7, which is pretty bad. It's bad. And I think when I got a stock, I was averaging like 13.5, 14 around there. I drive a lot in the city, so that's why. So it may be different for you, but yeah, you will waste more gas for sure. And I didn't get no check engine light because I got a defouler, so there's no issues there. So my warranty's still good. No issues around there. No drone. The car does not sound terrible in the cabin. It literally drives stock. You know, if you don't gun it and you just keep it low RPMs, drive it normal like a normal person, the car is gonna behave like a normal car. At the end of the day, we get this car to have some fun, drive it fast, drive it aggressive, for it to be loud. You know, we don't get it to be fuel efficient. This car is supposed to excite you and want you to drive more. And the catless cook headers do exactly that. It pops flames, it shoots a lot of bangs, and the car just sounds sick. So daily driving it, you're gonna have a blast with it and just have so much fun and get a lot of attention. A lot of people look at it and they're like, damn, that thing sounds nasty. I get a bunch of compliments all the time when people hear it, because it does have this type of like of aura when they hear it start up or just idle. Like the idle of the car really sounds very intimidating. It's insane. All right, topic number 5. That's gonna be pricing and do I recommend it? So catless cook headers or headers in general, it is an expensive modification. A lot of people sometimes don't go with that route just because they don't want to waste that money on it, and they just cut their cats and call it a day. And I don't blame them because it is pricey. You know, as you car guys know that modification and modifying our cars, it's an expensive hobby. It can add up pretty bad. So I paid around $2,000 for my Kooks headers, and that's including the defouler for the O2 sensor and everything I need to install them. So you could install them yourself and save yourself a lot of money, but installing headers is a very big job. That is not easy. That is a very time consuming, a lot of labor, a lot of disconnecting of things, and it's a headache. If you guys done it, like, that's insane, that you guys are crazy, but I respect it. I took it to a shop just because I didn't want to deal with that. So I paid $1,500 to do the whole job. So in total, it's a $3,500 job. That is expensive for just a piece of part that goes in your car that is metal. You know, it's insane, but it is worth it. I mean, if you're a car guy and you love cars, you love enjoying the drive of your car and is a big part of your life, you know, that you look forward to doing every day, I say, why not get what you love? Life is too short, and just do and invest things that make you happy. So of course, me being a car guy, I will obviously recommend the headers. You know, it's just a great time. It's gonna make you happy. But if you're really thinking about it, are they really worth the price? And is it necessary? Obviously, no, they're not necessary, but it's just a good addition to add to your car if you can. You know, I will say don't get your expectations up too high in terms of like, oh, it's gonna make insanely amount of power. At the end of the day, the only really dramatic thing that will make your car really that insane is, you know, going supercharger, turbocharger, or pro charger, anything like that. That's really a big step into making really big power. The header's just gonna amplify what you already have in a way, and especially with a tune. So I say don't get your expectation too high. The car's gonna sound good for sure. It is gonna be a little bit more, you know, faster, but you definitely need a tune for everything to actually work together and feel the max power that your car can have, especially with the headers. But my advice to you is just wait until you have all the money together so you can do everything all at once, because that's when you're gonna feel the main difference. All right, so a little recap of everything. I honestly have no regrets getting the headers. It definitely amplified the driving experience of the Mustang, and you know, it made it that much more exciting to drive the car every day. You know, I love it. I do not regret it one bit. Hopefully this video was very helpful and beneficial to you guys and got a good idea whether you want to get the headers or not. Remember, this is my experience with the headers and my exhaust setup, so it may be a little different depending on what you're running on your Mustang. And if you guys have any questions regarding some things with headers and stuff, feel free to hit me up on the social media. I'm pretty good replying and always get back to you guys as fast as I can. Stay tuned for what's to come. I do have a lot of things planned, gym, cars. I have a couple shoots coming up this month, so should be very fun. But again, thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. Honestly, knowing that I have an audience to do these videos too, it's just awesome. It just makes me want to keep doing this, and it's very motivating. So thank you guys so much for all the support, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.